Welcome to Haunted Hangout, a podcast for those fascinated by the unexplained, captivated by the paranormal, and entranced by the absurd. I'm your host, Liz.
And I'm Em.
And welcome to another listener lore episode. And your first listener lore episode. Yay. So maybe you can talk about some of your spooky things. Would you like to start by talking about some of your spooky things, or do you want me to start with a story first?
Yeah, I
to
feel
get us
like
into it.
we can start with my spooky things.
You want to start with your spooky things? All right, take it away.
Spooky.
I'm just gonna be drinking my Starbucks.
This happened to you too, summer at Nana Mom's.
Yep.
Every week when we were kids, we would spend a week there.
Yep.
For
we do like a summer camp.
We do like a summer camp, and it was just like time to spend with our grandparents. Okay, so the way that our grandma's house is laid out is we would sleep in our mom's old room. And that was in the middle of like our grandparents' room, and then there's a bathroom over here.
Yeah, and then obviously like a hallway.
And then obviously there's a hallway, and like we would have to leave the door open to our room, like a crack, so like the air conditioner could like get in, circulate in that room.
Yeah.
I don't know why I like randomly woke up, but I could
Same thing happened to me.
I don't do this though. Like I don't like.
Yeah, that's true. You're a heavy sleeper.
I'm a very heavy sleeper. So I randomly woke up and I could hear like someone going down the hallway, like into the bathroom, and I could hear somebody like turn on I saw too. Someone turn on the light, and like the fan in the bathroom was going, and they were just like literally standing. I swear to God, they were standing in the bathroom for like 20 minutes. There's no toilet flushing. There's no like
water
going.
running. Yeah.
There's nothing. They were just like literally standing there, and I was like, okay, that's like kind of weird, but like maybe it's just like.
They're just doing something else.
Or like they're sleepwalking or something.
Yeah.
And then they turn off the light. They're coming back really slowly though. Like slower than
you would normally walk.
They would normally walk.
Which that also is like
there's like
that just like adds to the creep factor.
And I like at this point I was like, this is like really weird. Like I had just had this like eerie feeling.
Yeah. That's something like was like off.
That feeling.
Yeah.
And I could literally, I don't know if it was I feel like it was Nana Mom.
Yeah.
But I could literally feel them like stop in front of my door, and just like they were just standing there for like I don't know how long, and I was like I didn't want to open my eyes because I was like ugh.
Yeah,
just it probably was Nana Mom, but like her like apparition or whatever,
because she astral projects, which is what happened to me. If you didn't listen to Listener Lore Volume 1, that's when I tell my story of like when this happened to me. It was the same thing. There wasn't like I didn't wake up and see her like walking in the hallway. I woke up and I saw her standing in the doorway looking at me, but she was like translucent, like I could see through her. But it was our grandmother who was alive, so we figured out after that she was most likely astral projecting. Like that's the only way to explain it. So it makes sense that I don't remember opening my eyes because I was just like, I don't know. Yeah. I'd rather like not look at that.
Just not. But it felt like a while that she was standing there, and then just went back to bed. And I was like, oh, okay.
So do you think
that was?
Do you think then was she? So did you see her at all? Like stand there? Like physically?
I don't think I did.
Okay, so it's like maybe it was like she was astral projecting, or maybe she was sleepwalking or something. Did you talk to her about it after? Like, did you bring it up?
Yeah, I did.
Like,
no, I did.
And did she say she didn't get up?
No, I honestly I don't even really remember what happened. Like I feel like she told me the same thing, that she like astral projects sometimes, and I was like, oh, okay. That was the end of that. Yeah. I just didn't want to talk about it anymore because I was like,
no, fair.
I was just like freaked out about it.
No, it was so freaky. Like when that happened to me too, because like I didn't go back to bed after that. I was just like up the rest of the night. Like I turned the lights on, I closed the door. I was like, I can't sleep. Yeah. But yeah, it's a spooky thing, and I think that like if what happened to me hadn't happened before that, you might have probably just been like, oh, she just got up in the middle of the night. But it's because that like what happened to me, like Em knew that, so she was like, oh. Yeah, this is actually like there's like something creepy going on here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will tell our first listener story then.
Yeah.
Okay, so this story is from Lauren. So she goes, "Hi ladies, I've just discovered your podcast and I am devouring it at an alarming rate. I also love that you're fellow Canadians. So it makes me feel even better about supporting and spreading the gospel." Actually, this is funny because she talks about you because she listened to the H.H. Holmes episode, which is when I mentioned your story about the stuff. And so she ties it in here, which is actually funny. So she says, "Anyway, I recently finished the H.H. Holmes episode where your sister was mentioning as being in nursing school. Thoughts and prayers to her."
Well,
she got through it.
I did get through it. I've been a nurse for a year now, so.
You got through it.
I got through it.
You're good.
Yeah.
She says, "I've been a nurse for about 10 years now, and boy, do I have some stories. Feel free to use or ignore whatever you want. We're going to use all of them, so thank you." So firstly, for context, when I was fresh out of school, I worked in a rural nursing home as a night shift RN, where I was basically the supervisor at night. I had a small team, including one RPN and a few PSWs per unit, which, for those who don't know, RN is registered nurse, RPN is registered practical nurse, which is what my husband actually used to be, and PSW is personal support worker. Yes. So that place was hella haunted. She put caps, all caps. Now, other than the obvious call light going off in an empty room or seeing things from the corner of your eye, we also had some apparitions that our residents informed us of that all seemed to be situated on one particular unit. They were the following. 1, the children.
Oh, the children. I know. In a nursing home?
I know. Like, why would there be kids there? So, Unit 3 was essentially a long hallway, and because it was so long, we had a CCTV at the nursing station so that we could hear if things were going on at the other end. More often than not, what we did hear was kids crying or giggling, and yes, we always did the due diligence and went to check if it was, in fact, a resident who was crying, but they never were. I don't hate that. So, the odd thing was, it seemed like the giggling and crying only came through the TV because staff said they had split up before, with one person going to check and the other still at the TV. And the person at the TV could still hear it, while the other person down the hall couldn't. So it was just coming through the TV.
Ew.
There was also a resident on that unit who was clearly very sensitive to these children because she would be up at all hours of the night just riddled with anxiety because the children were crying at the foot of her bed.
Oh my god.
I know.
That's so sad.
So when she moved units, she started sleeping all night and never mentioned the children again.
Oh my god, tall man.
You don't read ahead. Oh my god. I know, something about a tall man.
No, that's like my worst. That's the worst thing ever. Like, I can deal with like a poltergeist and like a little old woman rocking in her chair by the window, but like a tall man, no.
No, that's horrifying. Okay, so 2, tall man. So again on Unit 3, several of our residents reported a tall, thin man in a waistcoat and top hat.
Of course he has a top hat.
I know. I've said this before. Something about a fucking top hat scares the shit out of me. And you know what it is? You know what this is? Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah.
The tall, weird man with the top hat who doesn't walk, but he floats with his cane. That part scared the actual shit out of me. And you know me, I don't get scared that easily. But that part, the first time I watched it, I was like,
yeah.
So this gives that, and I hate it. One night, coming onto shift at 10 p.m., I saw someone standing in the foyer window overlooking the parking lot. We had a tall man who was sometimes up at night who would wander around the unit, and I assumed it was him. He was in the dark foyer, backlit by hall lights, so I couldn't see his face. And I didn't think anything of it. Cut to getting the report half an hour later, and I asked, how long has, insert name here, been up? Everyone told me that he had actually been in bed for 2 hours and had not been up. His room was in front of the nursing station, so they would have known if he was wandering. When I asked who was standing in the window when I came in, they couldn't say. They had just done their rounds shortly before I arrived, and everyone was in bed that night.
Ooh, creepy.
I hate it. Oh, and the top hat. Oh.
Yeah, that just...
I hate it.
If I woke up in the middle of the night and there was a tall man with a top hat in front of my bed, I would literally die. I would die of a heart attack. I swear to God.
I think, like, that would be, for me, like, if I had to, like, rank, like, different types of, like, ghost appearances, that would be, like, I'd be the scariest for me.
Like, I would literally just
Even more than like a weird like demon looking figure, like a man at a top.
No, that's where I draw the line.
Yep.
Like that I would literally poop my pants.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so 3 black dogs. Our residents would always report seeing little black dogs roaming around or lying on their floors. These dogs seemed to show up when a person was nearing end of life or was actively dying.
I've heard of that before.
Yes, yeah, so have I, yeah. We actually had a family member mention them to us. We don't know why they were connected to death, but I like to think that maybe they were there to comfort and help people pass on, like a little guardian to the next life, if you believe in that. Yeah. Which, yeah, I like to think of that too.
I remember hearing a story of in a nursing home, they had a cat, and
like an actual cat.
Like an actual,
okay, not
like
a ghost
an actual cat. It's not a ghost cat. It's related to this, but not a ghost cat.
Yeah.
That this cat had like a sense that like a person was about to die, and like they'd always like cuddle,
like go to that
person. So like,
no, I genuinely believe that like animals can sense.
No,
like
they can. But like, if that cat came to me, I'd be like,
oh fuck,
damn it,
shit, here we go. I'm about to go.
Oh god.
So that's just a few of the stories, and that's only my first job, but I'd say that's more than enough of me blabbing. If you're ever interested, I also worked in hospice for several years, and some of the things I witnessed there in people's final days or moments of life, I truly can't explain or rationalize. Please send those stories. Please. I would love to hear that. That is, yeah. Thanks so much for your awesome podcast that keeps me company on my commute to work. Keep it spooky, Lauren. Thank you so much for sending that in, Lauren. That is all terrifying.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, the dogs maybe aren't as terrifying if they're like a good little like omen, like just helping people pass over. That I like. Yeah. But the tall man and the children,
yeah.
Why are there kids there?
I can share one story.
Okay.
When I was a student.
Okay.
So during one of my student placements, I was taking care of this bedbound person.
Yeah.
And I was sitting at the nurse station, and his room was like close to the nurse station. It was the middle of the night. It was like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And the light just kept going on and off. On and off.
Like the light, like
the light in the room.
Like the light in his room, like
that's the light.
Okay,
like just on and off. On and off. And like I'm watching, like he's in his bed.
It's not him doing it.
It's not him doing it.
Yeah.
And there's no like remote or anything like for the light. So, but yeah, just on and off.
Like was it like a couple times, or it like kept doing it? Like
it was like for a good like at least 2 hours. This light
2
was
hours
on and off.
Was it like on and then it'd be like on for 5 minutes, or was it like?
It wasn't like consistent.
Okay, so it'd be like, but like every like couple minutes you notice
like, few minutes it would like come on and like go off.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Could have been a technical issue.
Could have been, but it was just that room.
But it was just that room.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know about that.
So I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Spooky.
Very spooky. Very spooky.
Very spooky.
Ooh. Yeah.
Oh, and some of the rooms that I would, because on nights we would like take sleep breaks. And some of the rooms that I'd stayed in
were like creepy.
Oh my god, so creepy.
Ew.
And like
how do you sleep?
Like, no, I wouldn't. I would have the light on.
Yeah.
Because there was, oh my god, the shower room.
Oh.
I would frequently have to use that one because like I'm the student, so like I would get stuck with like the room that nobody wants to go in.
Yeah, of course.
And there was one time where I turned off the light because I was like, okay, I'm actually tired. I'm going to go to sleep. And I was like, no, I literally can't. I feel like someone's watching me right now. Like someone is literally in the corner of the room watching me. And I was like, nope. Did not see anything. But like,
you had a sense.
I just had a sense. I was like, light on. I'm going to just go on my phone. This is going to be my break. Like, I'm not sleeping.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess. Well, right now there might not be anything happening to you right now with the unit that you work in.
Yeah, but the unit that I'm on is...
to say, if more things happen to you, you can update us, but there probably won't be as many things happening.
Yeah.
The unit you're on right now.
Yeah.
Very spooky, very creepy. Hospitals are just... I mean, a lot of people die there, so it makes sense, right? All right, now on to the next story. This one was sent in by Brianna. So she goes, to begin, I grew up always wanting spooky things to happen, but sadly they never did. However, when my family moved from my hometown to a new city for my parents, the universe said, here you go. And I said, no thank you. So we moved into this too expensive house, far away from family we all grew up with, for my dad to pursue a dream job. Sounds great. Not at all horror movie material. That actually is like literally how so many horror movies start.
No, literally, like every single horror movie starts like that.
We need a new fresh start. Let's move into this house.
Yeah, let's move into this creepy old house. And there's the demon. And
shit,
we can't move now because we just put all our money into this house.
So this house was weirdly shaped, with the stairs being like a donut hole in the middle. Picture a square with a hole in the middle. That's where the stairs sat. Bad juju in my opinion, but I was not consulted as I was 13. Fair. Being 13, I wanted the basement bedroom that wasn't really supposed to be a bedroom, because of course I did.
The basement. Well, of course, everyone as a teenager wants the basement bedroom.
Yeah, so you're like, it's more privacy, have my own space, but yeah, basement. Here's the fun thing. Basement, huge. My own bathroom. But the cost? Every night before bed, I had to pass a quest. Turn off the light in an unfinished, mostly empty storage/music/computer room with random gadgets everywhere, because the light switch was on the opposite side from my room. I hate that. There's something about like turning a light switch off and then like you're stuck in the basement like in the dark and you have to like run.
Yeah, you have to literally run because you're like, someone's chasing me.
So, fun story about this house. It was weird in shape, but it was weird. It was weird in history. It was weird in vibes. It was in a cul-de-sac that was set on a hill, and my family had got it from a couple that literally moved next door, like right next door. That's really weird. That like.
So the couple that lived there.
Yeah, literally moved next door.
That's really weird.
Yeah. This was an old couple with a quiet dog named Charlie. This couple was also years-long friends with the other neighbors. Asshole number 1 across from us, but with a cute son, goddamn, and asshole number 2 behind us. This was my parents' declaration, not mine. Fair?
Okay, fair.
These neighbors who had previously lived in our home would also walk through our backyard anytime they wished, like they still owned it.
That's weird.
No, you can't just fucking do that. Like I'd be like, you moved, like fuck out. This was also a more affluent area, but my parents got the house at a steal for the area, bringing the market value down in the circle. So no one liked us, as it was a snooty area and we ruined everything as stupid bitches. Honestly, we understand that. We also grew up in a very, like, snooty kind of, like, I feel like everyone we went to school with was, like, loaded, and there was so many, like, there's a lot of snooty people, so we understand. Mm-hmm. And we did not grow up like that, so.
No, we did not.
So
we grew up a single mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So the couple that used to live there had lived there for like 40 years, and we had no idea why they moved out. Yeah, like that's what I was wondering. I was like, why did they move at all then? If they had already, just moved next door. Like, what the fuck? So it had been built in the 70s. We got it in 2011. So no hauntings. Yeah. You would think. In my dungeon adjacent bedroom, it was totally normal except for the window without blinds that looked out to underneath the deck, under it. Like where bodies would be.
What?
I didn't notice that at first, and when I did, I asked for blinds ASAP. Yeah, fair. Just cover it. Yeah. You don't want to see what's underneath there. No, there's no point.
You don't.
Sometimes I would look out the window to see eyes, a bird, a stray cat, whatever. At least it's like it's an animal. Imagine if it like you saw eyes, but you were like,
those are human eyes. I would literally die.
Yep. Horrifying, nightmare-inducing. No, thank you. I'd also see the neighbors traipsing through our backyard at weird hours of the night. Okay, so not only are they walking through your backyard, but they're walking through at, like, in the middle of the night. What the fuck crazy. Are they doing? Ugh. Sorry for all the context, but I feel it's necessary to understand the weirdness of this home.
Yeah.
So the longer we lived there, the worse our lives got progressively. I got really sick one year and was hospitalized for 10 days in Ottawa. My brother got really sick and was in and out of the hospital overall, which is extra stressful because he has Down syndrome. It is more susceptible to certain health conditions. My parents. Oh God, my parents. Oh gosh. My parents went through a rather contentious divorce. All is well now, thankfully. The house was full of constant tension, yelling, illness, and 5 of my dad's extended family died unexpectedly in the years we were there.
Oh gosh.
So the house is cursed, you dig? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I got it. So we didn't put the pieces together, though. I always assumed the house was freaky, but I am a chicken shite, and a dumb child, and very fanciful and gullible, to the point my parents literally said to me once, "I think you are too into your books," once. Yay, neurodivergency. I get it. So one night, I go to bed, and I'm creeped out as always. At this point, every night I'm sleeping with the light on because when I turn the lights off, the shadows off the deck can move really weird and make me think like a grudge is in the room.
Oh.
I don't like that. So this has been months of light on sleeping, but I guess the demon said they were over it or whatever. I crawl into bed and leave the door to my bedroom, also to dungeon room, open enough for a fat cat, because my darling idiot cat Klaus, who I loved with all my heart, was Siamese and would scream and wake the neighborhood if I closed it. We have cats. We get that.
We get it. I have to leave my door open too.
Yeah. So he had no respect for my healthy fear of dungeon room. I doze off and eventually roll towards the wall, fear outweighed by sleep. I feel the weight of the bed shift behind me, and I'm like, oh, Klaus is here. He was 22 pounds, so he was big. I can sleep better now. A minute later, I hear something start taking heavy breaths, and I feel the weight of the bed shift. Keep in mind, I was almost asleep, but I wake the fuck up. I pop my eyes open, and I remain very still for a minute. Then I hear a full-on growl. 'Twas not the kitty. I popped up in terror to see nothing on the bed. No cat, no human, no nothing. I yeeted out of bed faster than Roadrunner, ran to the downstairs bathroom, locked the door, and sat in there for the next 2 hours. No phone, no book, nada. Just vibin' with demons, I guess.
Oh my god, that's so creepy.
I know. That morning, I was so scared I actually told my mom. Guess what she said? Huh. I wish you had told me that. Sometimes I can feel an angry presence in my room, in the corner, like it's glaring at me and I can't sleep. Once I thought there was a woman staring, but I figured it was a dream. Glad it's not just me. Next time, come see me.
I literally just got chills.
Did you?
Yeah.
Are those your first chills?
Yeah.
On the pod? Mother? Excusez-moi. So yeah, that house had a demon, 10 out of 10, no contest. I tried to pass it off. The neighbor's dog Charlie had died recently. Maybe he came to visit where he had lived most of his life. Cute, yeah? But I don't think it was sweet old boy Charlie.
No, I don't think so.
No. I think we had like a rage demon. No one has lived in the house past a year or two since then, by the way. That says a lot, I think.
Yeah.
My dad worked with real estates in the area and they let him know that, so that was fun info. Anyways, this story scared my Catholic boyfriend, so maybe it will spook others. I'm sad that's all I have. Well, I have the story about the neighbors in our next house who would dig at 3 a.m., but ... This is long, so thanks if you read/see this at all, and keep being weird. Yeah,
that's creepy.
Very creepy. Like, all of it's, like, just... I can fully imagine how creepy the vibes would be just all the time in that basement. Because I have been in some weird, creepy houses where you walk in and you're like,
yeah,
there is something going on here. And then having that happen on top of, like, the vibes.
Have you told the story of when you went into that house?
I have told it, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So Catherine's, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. For what she's talking about, that is in Listener Lore Volume 1. I talk about that experience where... some of my friends had moved into like a house that they were renting like during when I was in university, and like they were like, oh, like come see our house, and I like went in to look at. As soon as I walked through that fucking door, I was like, there be some weird vibes here. I'm not gonna tell the whole story because it's already in you'll have to go back and listen to Listener Lore Volume 1 for that story, but yeah, that was a weird fucking house. Like, and like I get with like the layout being weird because the layout of that, it wasn't the main like floor was fine, with the basement, which is fucking weird.
Did they have a piano now?
Yes, they had. There was a room. It was like part of the basement was like finished for like bedrooms for like students, and then the other half was just like unfinished storage rooms. And there was like one storage room. There's nothing in it other than like an old piano, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? Anyway, and there's something really fucking creepy happened when I left that house. But go listen to Listener Lore Volume 1 if you want to know what happens there. Okay. And then our next one is actually from Gary. He sent a voice note, and we'll let Gary tell the story.
Gary D. here in Southern Ontario.
We're also in Southern Ontario.
You want to talk weird? Well, I'll talk weird to you. Back when I was, about 15 or 16 years old, being young and stupid and bored, a good friend of mine, John, two of us were always trying to find something to do. a lot of times, because we were both night owls, we'd stay up late at night. We'd sneak out of the house. Our parents wouldn't know we were out. And we'd meet up, and close to where we lived, there was a large wooded area, a large park, baseball diamonds, and a lot of hiking trails, and cliffs going down to a lake. So anyways, on one of these bored occasions, we decided we'd
literally any
go for a walk at about midnight. Nobody around, and it was the dead of winter. I think it was sometime in end of January or so. So it was freezing cold out, snow flurries, and we were walking through the woods. I don't know why, just walking around bored. And we came upon this small, it was actually like either a small lake or a very large pond. Figure it's probably about 15 feet in the middle, 15 feet deep. We knew this place had a lot of snapping turtles and frogs and that type of thing. I'm not sure if there are any fish in there. But anyways, being the dead of winter, the surface had frozen over. And while we were just walking around, one of us jumped out on the ice, said, "Hey, this seems to be safe." Next thing you know, the two of us are standing in the middle of this small lake, just standing there talking. And all of a sudden, the ice gives way. We go crashing in the water, and it just hits you. Your body turns to lead. You lose your breath. And we're treading water trying to get out. We figure that's probably the end of us. Stupid people do stupid things. Like I said, when you're young, you do stupid things. Luckily, there was a fallen tree close by. I was able to reach a branch, pull myself out. John grabbed my leg, and somehow he crawled over top of me to get up onto the branch. We got out of the water. Okay, the first problem was solved. Second problem was that it was like well below zero, freezing cold, windy, and we're soaking wet. We're drenched.
That's not good.
We don't have the luxury of having a sauna close by or hot towels. And it's midnight, and for us to get home, we've got about a 15-minute jog, and there's no way we're going to make it. So we thought, what can we do? We're shaking like crazy. The water is freezing now, and our hair, when we touch our hair, it's like frozen solid. Our clothes are getting very hard. So we start running, and we're shaking, and we thought there is a place that we could reach probably within about 5 or 6 or 7 minutes if we run. There were no houses around us, so there was no residential area. There was no gas station or any stores. The only thing that was close to us was an old abandoned dance hall from back in the 1920s or so. I know they used to have formal dances there. It has quite a history, but it had been shut down long ago. It was all boarded up, but you could still get up onto the dance floor area. But anyway, we knew by having walked by there before that down there was kind of a knee level. There were windows that were boarded up going into a basement below the dance floor, probably where they kept inventory. And we thought if we get there and we can kick the boards in, because they were just nailed in, we can kick the boards and get into the basement and probably find something down there to throw over us to warm up. Anyways, we ran like crazy. We like I say, we're a couple of popsicles running through the woods at midnight. This was before there weren't any cell phones to call for help. So we get to this place, to the dance hall there, and it's called the Pavilion. So we kicked and kicked and kicked. We managed to finally kick those wooden boards in. We get inside, we lower ourselves down. Like I say, it's in the basement. And luckily, I always kept a lighter in a little plastic bag in my pocket. So when I found the water, it did not get waterlogged and soaked. So I was able to light a lighter, reach around, and I found some old newspaper, rolled it up, and basically made a torch out of it. Made a couple of torches. John and I just walked around, looked around. It was really cool down there. It was like old brick walls, very musty down there, a bunch of old barrels, and really run down. It looked like nobody had been in there for a long time. So we look around, and we managed to find they almost look like old potato sacks, like these potato sacks, like burlap sacks. So we kind of threw a bunch over our backs, wrapped them around our arms, and kind of, sat down on top of a barrel and kind of just shook back and forth, trying to warm up. And once we got a little bit warmer, we kind of investigated, walked around the basement, thought it looked pretty cool. And yet figured, being by now it's probably 12:30 at night, and we hear nothing but the howling wind from that window we broke in. And you could hear the wind howling, dead silent, just our voices and us breathing heavily. And then the weirdest, craziest thing happened. We're sitting there, and all of a sudden, from above, we hear music, people laughing and talking. You can almost hear the clinking of glasses. And it sounded like there were people dancing on the dance floor above us, like dozens and dozens of people, like a loud crowd. It almost sounded like it was New Year's Eve somewhere. And there was like big band music playing. You could hear the horn section and just a big boisterous crowd. And we're thinking, what the hell is going on? It's not like just one of us heard it and we're having a mental break or something. We were both listening. Saying, do you hear that? Yeah, I hear that. And then we hear somebody with a microphone talking to the crowd, and they're all clapping and cheering. And then another song starts, and then the dancing starts again. So this is going for a few minutes. And then suddenly it just stops. Dead silence again. And all you hear is the wind blowing, us breathing. And we can look at each other and say, did that really happen just now? So we went around just kind of looking the basement some more, bored. And then another weird thing that we found down there, amongst all the barrels, we found a huge pile of, we found out, at first we couldn't figure out what it was, but we thought it was straw or something, but it was long, what we believed to be was human hair, like long curly hair, brown hair, a huge pile of it that could have easily filled a couple of pillows, just laying there between the barrels. No blood or scalp or anything like that, but it was just weird. Why would there be like a woman's hair or several women's hair and laying in a big pile there? So while we're there talking about it, trying to figure out what happened here, suddenly that music and dancing starts again up above us. So we're kind of looking at each other, eyebrows raised, going, holy crap, like what's going on up there? There's no way there can actually be people up there dancing and talking and drinking. It's like close to 1 o'clock in the morning, and it's pitch dark, so there's nobody out there. So we hear it again, same thing, the music, trumpets, the laughing, the clinking of glasses, and then somebody's yelling. And so we said, okay, let's, do we climb out the window, try to go up there and see what's going on? But then we saw an old wooden staircase going up from the basement, going up towards the floor of the dance floor. But we went up it, and we banged on it, hoping somebody would open it. Nothing. And we noticed there was a big chain and padlock on it. So there was somebody walking. We could hear the creaking of the floorboards. We heard heavy shoes. We heard the dancing. And we started yelling and yelling. Nothing. And again, just, suddenly it's just stops. Just stop the presses. It goes from a loud, boisterous crowd dancing and music. It's like someone suddenly just presses a button, it just stops. And then silence again. And again, we look at each other and say, this is really freaky, man. Like, what is going on? And then we kind of warmed up enough so that we could, get home and hope that our parents didn't get up to check in our beds to see if we were there or not and call the police. But we crawled back out. We went up, looked at the dance floor area, which was right above us. We went up the little stairs on the outside. It was just pitch dark. It was just deserted. It was dirty. There was nothing there. There were no people. There was no band. There was there wasn't anything. It was just like a deserted dance floor with the wind howling through it with some snow laying on the floor. So we just kind of look at each other. We book it back home, and luckily our parents didn't find out that we'd gone over there and what had happened. They never found out that we fell through the ice, first of all, and almost died. And then we never told them about what happened with us breaking into that building, which could have gotten us into trouble. But what we did do is, I can't remember if it was the next day or a few days later, we went in the middle of the day. We went back to that pavilion to check it out. And we noticed that probably the park authorities or somebody had come along, put up new boards and screwed them in this time. So extra layers of wood, lots of screws, so there would be no way anybody could break in. And again, we looked up at the dance floor, and it had a heavy layer of not dust, but it's like a filth. It hadn't been walked on or danced on in a long time. So again, we discussed it many times over the years, just saying, remember that freaky thing that happened? We knew, we joked around saying, what could it have been? Why did we hear that? Was it kind of a, did we go back in time somehow? Did we go into some invisible time machine?
It's
And we thought, well, maybe when we fell through the ice and both of us were just, close to death, maybe we were in the early stages of hypothermia or something, and our brains were going to mush and we were losing it. But how would the two of us both have the exact same thing happen to us at the same time and hear the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
But that's my story. Haven't had anything quite like that happen since then. But it was scary at the time, but really cool to think about now. Yeah. Thanks for listening. Take care.
Thanks, Gary. Thank you for sending that in.
Thank you.
Yeah, that definitely, to me, because I listened to it yesterday and I was like, that to me, sounds residual.
For sure.
And I have heard too that people who have near-death experiences, when you're that close to death, it almost now opens you up to experience more paranormal activity. Whereas you might not have, that might have still happened to them maybe if they hadn't had a near-death experience, but maybe because they were that close to death that night, they were more in tune with
that side.
Yeah. So very creepy.
So creepy.
And I want to know where that was. I was just type. I'm abandoned dance hall, Southern Ontario. I want to find where that was.
I wonder if it's still there.
I don't know. He said it was a long time ago, so maybe by then that they've
probably not.
demolished it. But very creepy. That would freak me out. And also too, finding a pile of hair.
Yeah, that is really
That's
weird.
almost creepier, honestly.
Me being is it a wig?
Right. Is it just a pile of wigs?
Like a wig? But he made it sound like
it was like a giant
just
pile.
Like a pile
Yeah.
of long hair.
So
which is so
why?
weird.
Why is that there?
Yeah.
I don't know. Very creepy. Very creepy. All right. So that is it for our volume 3 of our listener lore. Thank you to everyone who submitted a story for that. And if you would like your spooky story, even if it's short, honestly, you can send it no matter what length you'd like it to be on the next episode. You can email it to hauntedhangoutpodcast13@gmail.com. Make sure you include the 13 in there. I've said this before. I tried to get hauntedhangoutpodcast@gmail.com and it was already taken. I don't know why. So did you enjoy your first listener lore episode?
I did.
Yay. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider leaving us a review and subscribing to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can also follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Haunted Hangout Podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe, like, and share. And we also have Patreon, so if you would like extra Haunted Hangout content, like a monthly bonus episode, early access to our episodes, I usually post them about 3 to 4 days before they actually release. And you can vote on some future topics that I cover.
Oh.
So you can join our Patreon. Link is in the show notes. That is it. That is all I have.
That is it.
All right. We will see you next week.
Okay.
Bye.